Hi guys and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another ReZero episode reaction. Today on the channel we are going to be checking out episode number 19, I believe, of ReZero Season 2. And things are really intense right now. Things are pretty much at their boiling point where everything at this point is just ready to, I was going to say boil over, but I feel like freeze over is probably the better term to use there. Things we know about this forest: one, everyone is frozen over at some point, and two, Emilia gets put into a crystal. So we're going to hopefully learn who puts her in a crystal. We're hopefully going to learn what happens with the freezing of everyone and what it is that Pandora wants with this seal, what this seal is holding back, if it is indeed Satala and or her parents, Emilia's parents or something like that. Emilia's parents, we don't know really anything about them right now. I wonder if we'll get any answers there. A lot of things here that can really just be shown here and give us a lot of answers, give us a lot of closure, give us a lot of ideas as to the future of what might come. But I am very worried that we're not going to get many of those answers, because I feel like going at this point to the section of the flashback where I presume the forest will freeze over, I imagine this is kind of the end of the flashback, so this might be the last episode of it, because we're going to get that flashback moment where we see what causes the freezing, what, like, all of that stuff, and then she's going to be put in a crystal when then she wakes up with Puck. So that's kind of the end, I would imagine. So this might be the last episode of that. But Pandora, who is she? What does she want? What is her deal? Couple of things I want to point out real quick. One, I kind of did know about, I never talked about it whatsoever, and I know I definitely sounded like I didn't know this, but I was aware of wrath being, one of the seven deadly sins, like, or one of the deadly sins from way back when. But I guess I thought this was maybe a subtitle mistake or something, or I thought this was kind of a random moment that maybe wasn't related to one of the deadly sins. So Pandora calling herself the Witch of Wrath. Yeah, I should have known better. I should have known what was being talked about there, and I shouldn't have, immediately discounted the fact that she was potentially one of the witches, even though, like, it's interesting that she could be one of the witches, but Satala killed all the other witches, or consumed all the other witches. So what's that about? And at the same time, that makes me think that if Satala consumed the others, if that means she's somewhat able to use some of their authorities and stuff like that, so that can help to explain why she was able to give Subaru a rewrite ability based on the consumption idea. But at the same time, is Pandora actually one of the witches, or is she just someone with the witch factor? That's very curious, and it's something that we'll have to learn. And yeah, whatever it is, there seems to be some connection between Pandora and Echidna. There's too much similarity in appearance, not directly, they don't look exactly alike, but the white hair, the eyelashes, the fact that Echidna could not look at Pandora, was looking away, even the fact that we were able to see this visual, this movie, like what happened between Betelgeuse when Fortuna showed up, like, we saw that stuff even though Emilia was not here. So that would kind of insinuate to me that Echidna must have been present or must know about this stuff. There's something there that Echidna knows, because this is still playing out. This is not a memory. This is a memory within a memory, essentially, because it's not something that Emilia saw. So how are we able to see it? Also, another thing I want to point out that I think was very, I would say, humorous, but also not humorous because of, like, what happens in the context and everything. But I think it's so interesting and kind of funny that within the previous episode, we saw the main antagonist of season 1, pretty much, Betelgeuse, go face to face against the new main antagonist of like season 2, which is Regulus. I suspect that Pandora will eventually become like a bigger antagonist, but for now it seems like Regulus is kind of being built up as the next big bad. So to see Betelgeuse go up against Regulus and not be able to do effectively anything against him is really, really scary for the future. I'm not really going to talk much more before we check out the episode. I just wanted to add those few cents and few things that I realized or thought about or whatever while editing and before checking out this new episode. But yeah, we're just going to dive right into this one. We're going to check out episode number 19 today. Very excited because it means we're getting ever so closer to the end of this season, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty more reveals, plenty more ups and downs, and hopefully no more deaths for Subaru. That's all I really care for at this point. Well, it's not all I care for, but it's one of the most important things to me. But yeah, we're going to check this one out. So yeah, if you guys enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. And comment down below letting me know how you felt about Pandora at this point in the series. I'd love to hear. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when these videos go live. I have a new reaction series that I started uploads I think yesterday, and that is of course The Summer Hikaru Died. So if you want to check out those reactions, feel free to click the link that is in the description below and also probably at the end of this video. We're just going to dive right into this one. Season 2, episode number 19 of ReZero. Let's go. I'm honestly a little worried about checking this one out because last one was so dense. I can only imagine what might come in this one. So yeah, let's just dive right into this one and face what comes together, right? Oh, we're immediately starting off with little baby Amelia and Pandora. You did find the seal indeed. And the key came right to you, is that it? Amelia, the key? That's a good and fair question. Yes, but why? What's... Oh shit, we're actually getting to see the opening? What? Yo, first frame being the kiss is kind of crazy. I don't know if I should be watching this, but I am. Damn, this is a banger, and this is the first time we get to see this opening. Like, was that Garf with them though? Sorry, maybe I am getting I'm getting spoiled with some stuff. I definitely have seen this opening before though, because I remember that shot right at the end, but it's been so long. Maybe I shouldn't have watched that. I'll try not to let that lead my thoughts going forward. Yes. Are safe. Okay. Did you write them somewhere safe? The voice of Pandora is so gentle, it's kind of creepy. Anything mean? Unnecessary? There are necessary sacrifices? She is the key. Yeah, she's just a child. She doesn't know shit. Surely you can sense that that's the truth, right? Oh no, that's not what we want to hear. But you don't know how. You're the witch's daughter. Which witch? Which witch? Which witch are you the daughter of? Did Sadala have a sister? Kind of like Echidna might have a sister? In you, Pandora? Consider yourself to be the key. That's what I thought all along. That looks like a dagger or something, that insignia, like a person with a dagger coming from their bottom. Oh shit, what? Is that real? Did she just conjure it up? Is this a real dagger I see before me, or is it simply a dagger of the mind type shit? Lady Macbeth, of course. You did indeed make a promise. Your mother's life, or open it, yeah. Oh no, don't make her break a promise. We know how important promises are to her. Stop talking about hope, Pandora!
この苦難を乗り切ろうという希望。そしてもう一つは約束を保護にして封印を開き、円満に事態を収集させる希望。
All that remained in the box was hope.
あなたに運命を委ねます。
What will you do?
約束したの。
A manifestation of trust? That's good. That's good, Amelia. I'm glad you didn't break your promise.
自分の指針であるお母様の言葉を信じる。その答えもまたあなたの魂が導き出した結論。
Your soul.
それを尊重しましょう。ですから封印を開くために手段を講じる私の決断も。
Why must we really respect that without even knowing? Oh shit.
周りを見て攻撃を仕掛けないと危ないです。
And you're gonna rewrite yourself back. You're not gonna be dead. You're gonna be okay. We know this. You can rewrite yourself into a scene without having to die to redo everything. Truly mother and daughter. Her. The witch. Tell us who witch. That doesn't make sense. Tell us which witch. Oh, Fortuna, you are not a happy gal right now. And I get it. I'm so glad to see her be so motherly right here. She is pissed. You didn't observe your surroundings. She can change her appearance too? To do what? To open the door? Promise is important.
私たちもこれ以上何もせずに森を離れると約束します。約束。いい言葉ですね。
Promise. Pandora seems to have some honor in all of this, though.
アーチは私に白いお花まで走れって。
Archie is gone. No more Archie Bishop. But he did a great job of keeping you safe. He fought the Black Serpent after all. Aww. Is this the scene that we saw them have in like a handful of episodes back?
やっぱり思い合う姿は素晴らしいですね。封印は解かせない。この子は渡さない。ここであなたは表像となって朽ちなさい。
Speaking of ice statues. Oh, there he is. Oh no, the eyes. Oh, he's going insane. His mind, his brain is trembling. This poor guy. This is... Oh, unseen hand. This is maybe one of the last times he's kind of like a normal person. What? Oh no. He thinks he did the right thing. Oh no. What? She can somehow rewrite what people see? Oh my god. That's... He didn't mistake anything. That was you, no? What is this bullshit? Yeah. Is that what causes him to go? There's that voice we know all too well. And this is why he speaks about love so much to Subaru. Oh no. No, don't say that. The one you love. Man, going back to season 1 and hearing everything he has to say about love probably changes a lot. Oh, she sucks. What is that she was able to do? She changed his perception of appearances. It happened earlier with Fortuna and Amelia. Aww. She's breaking her promise. She'll never forgive me? Aw, poor Amelia. Maybe even more. The blood on her face and saying all these really positive words, even though she's already gone. Oh, she's not gone yet. Oh. Oh. That's so sad. Well, what's she got to protect now? So why would she do it? Nah, screw you. Nah, she still made that promise that she would not do it. That's still not gonna happen. She takes that, yeah. Wow. Holy shit! Whoa, Amelia! Holy shit! That she is, and this is what you push her to do, so that says a lot. She causes the frost. Her sorrow causes this? Is that it? She's brought it on, yeah. Damn, that's how powerful she is? She did all this herself? She put herself into that crystal, is that it? Never thought. By someone comparable to yours. You're as powerful as Puck is what I'm learning. Holy shit. We will meet again, absolutely. Well, screw you, Pandora. Don't even touch her. Get away from her. Until now. Screw you. Screw you, Pandora. In season 5. That's a guess. I don't have a clue. What did she whisper to Juice that made him just walk off? There it is. Wow, the transition. The laugh. You heard like good Juice at the beginning and it eventually kind of transitioned into season 1 laugh Juice. And I guess, yes, this is indeed the day that Juice laughed, because that was his laugh right there. The Witch of Vanity. Nope. Look at her staring down like that. Accept it. It's part of you. It's part of something that you did. Accept it. Don't reject it. Hope. Aw, Subaru's left. It's not about the beginning or the middle, it's about the end. So what you did in the past does not matter.
度でも伝えたかった。
Oh.
なら後悔しているかい？
No.
後悔なんてしないわ。
That's in the past and
約束を守って
that
話を
happened.
譲らなかったこと。後悔
That's
しない。
great. I love this, Amelia.
私が後悔するとしたら、あの時に力が足りなかったこと。賢く頑張れな
That
か
you
ったこ
couldn't
と。
do more.
母様は最後まで言ってくれたもん。約束を守った私を誇りに思うって。母様は救えなかった。でも村のみんなはまだわからない。
You can still maybe save the others.
氷の中で眠りながら今も待ってくれてる。森は黒蛇に汚染されている。仮に
The
凍土が
black
溶けたと
serpent.
しても肉体を病魔に蝕まれ、早く起こしてあげて。私はみんなに怒られるの。 それから生きててくれてよかったって笑うのよ。馬鹿げた妄想
You do know them very well.
いいえ、幸せな未来予想よ。母様は言っていたわ。いつかみんな森を出て
One day.
普通に暮らせる時が来る。母様とジュースが並んで歩けたはずの世界がきっと来るわ。
And now Juice is no longer with us. It's a shame she didn't have her memories when Juice was running around still in season 1.
それで許してもらえたらみんな
I'll
に世
show
界を
them the
紹介するの。
world.
もう
That's so
隠れて暮らす
sweet.
必要はないのよって。ここがフォルトナ母様の言っていた世界なんだって。
That's it, Amelia. You just passed the
夢を
trial.
歌って空の上にいる母様に聞こえるように言うの。
Aw, his positive outlook is adorable.
幸せでいるよって。
She did it.
なるほど。
She did it, Echidna. You've got nothing more you can say or do.
僕の想像以上だ。押し付けがましく傲慢で独りよがりで身勝手で
Girl.
偽善の押し売りだ。
What?
そうね。ダメ。これで試練は終わりだ。母の犠牲を覚悟の言い訳にしてせいぜい身勝手な願いを貫き通すといい。私、駅殿の悪口。
Yeah, your insults mean nothing.
残す試練はあと2
Two
つ。
remain, yep.
せいぜい君の無様な苦闘に期待したいところだが。え、待って。
Ah,
まだあるの？あと2つ。
you thought that was it?
全部で3つ？残る試練はあまり君には答えないだろう。開き直った君とはすこぶる相性が悪い。僕は君が嫌いだよ。
Screw you.
でも私、そんなにあなたのこと嫌いじゃないわ。
Past, present, and future. What does it say? Yapari, Emilia?
すごくありがとう、母様。
It is very sad.
母様。
The permafrost of Elior Forest. The fact that you had to witness all of that and then realize it was you that did that, the freezing? That's insane.
結界を解くことがリューズメイエルの望みを、わしらの始祖の願いを踏みにじるのではないかと、わしはずっと恐れておった。
気持ちはわかる。
Really?
けど、エミリアがそれをやってのけて全部がうまくいったとき、今度は世界中が誰にとっても聖域って言えるようになるさ。
That's so nice. That's a really nice thought.
400年前からの願いってやつ。
And did she just
ともあれ
die?
シーマさんは休ませたい。
Okay, yeah, let her rest. Good. All the pink hair girls are going.
リューズ様を残していくのも気が高めます。
Two men.
そう。あれ、今僕もその男たちの中に。モルグレロの10人と1人みたいにほっぽっとくんじゃねえ。
More Grello?
お前に行かれちゃ困るのと不確定要素のラムを外しておきたかったんだよ。ラム？
What?
おいおい。
Oh, because of Roswell?
ってんだかわかんなくなってきた。
これからメイザース辺境博のところにお邪魔しますから。
Ugh.
エミリアタンが胸張って出てくる前になんとか戻ってこねえとな。
Yeah, you need to go deal with Matters. Matters? Oh,
Oh,
he's in battle uniform.
バッチリおめかししてお出迎えなんて、そんな気合い入れられると照れるぜ。
君が私に言ったんじゃないかね。またこうして化粧した状態で会いたいしよ。
That is true. That is true.
そういやそうだったな。
もともと私にとって化粧は負けられない戦いに臨む気構えのようなものでね。
なるほど。まさに戦化粧。
Ah, there it is.
それでスバル君、ここへは何をしに？
The pieces are not
君
going
の
how
同
you
行者
want.
を見れば状況の変化はわかる。なんともまあ丁寧に飼いならされたものじゃないかが。
Tamed.
だが、それよりも私にとって気がかりなのは。
Otto?
ですか？
彼は一体どこの誰さんなのか。
He's a very unknown variable.
すげえなおっと。お前未来を見透かす予言書からもはぶられてるよ。
全然嬉 しくありませんし、全く話が通ってないことに驚きが隠せませんけど。
そんな人物が私とスバル君との勝負に立ち会っている。最初の歯車のズレだ。お前がこれまで慎重に作り上げてきた盤面に未知の駒が乱入したんだ。それで流れが変わった。
Auto.
乗らない、取るに足らない俺の
My insignificant group. That's funny. Don't even tell him. Don't even tell him. Okay, you told him. Oh, introduce yourself and be like, here, I would like to sell you oil. Give me my payment.
覚えておこう、オットー君。次の木には絶対に君を見落とすまいよ。
That's directly aimed at us, the viewer. Don't overlook Otto.
オットー君のおかげで君は立ち直り、最後の一勝負に挑む気概を得たわけだ。
Absolutely. Otto is the new Ram.
おかしくねえか？普通ここはメインヒロインが俺を立ち直らせる場面。
Not at all. It's a friend.
空気読めてなくない？もう一度聞こう。ここに何をしに来た？
What'll it be?
報復勧告だ。
Oh, advise you to surrender.
聞いたぜ、シーマさんから。この聖域が作られた。
That's gonna be related.
本当の理由を。
What is it? What's the reason? Do we find out next episode? Who knows? I certainly hope so because, yeah, we gotta go back into that flashback now. And that was episode number 19 of season 2, ReZero. What a great way to finish up this flashback series that we've had with Emilia. A great flashback will give answers, it will give sometimes more questions, and it will also recontextualize some of the stuff that we've seen that maybe we haven't even thought of. So for one, I completely had even forgotten that Emilia was able to do all this super ridiculously OP shit within Frozen Bonds. I guess I just hadn't thought about it for a bit, so I forgot that she was capable of doing all this crazy shit. And so seeing her doing this again while she's young and being very in control of what she's doing makes me question the extent at which she can actually do all this, what it is that causes this, like how is she so powerful. Is this some sort of authority or power that she has from being the daughter of one of the witches? Which of those witches would that be? Like, which witch can do this? Like, just saying which witch over and over again just sounds so dumb, but you know what I mean? Like, which one is it that she got this from? I know that I was saying as well during the opening a lot, or the intro, Wrath, and obviously we already know Wrath. That is not what I meant. What I meant there, I think, was Vanity, I believe is the witch factor she is. So obviously I made a huge mistake there. I would like to correct that. Apologies. Witch of Vanity. I was just talking so much dumb shit at the beginning. I really love as well that this episode recontextualizes a lot of Betelgeuse's dialogue from season 1 where he's talking about love. And I wish I could go back in my mind and remember some of those lines of dialogue specifically, but I know he talked a lot about love, especially to Subaru in relation to Emilia. And that is very interesting because does he remember Emilia at all? Does he have any memories there? Did he even comment on her whatsoever during season 1? I just sadly have forgotten a lot of that stuff, and I think that a rewatch or going back and watching specific scenes would really change the way we view Betelgeuse potentially, and the way he perceived the world, perceived certain things within that moment, because he was broken the moment he killed Fortuna. Very sadly, very unfortunately, and very accidentally. He did not mean to do it, but it happened. And yeah, that's something to do with the vanity witch factor, vanity witch, I don't know what it is. I imagine Pandora has the witch factor, because I cannot imagine she is a witch herself, considering the fact that we were told that Satla consumed all the other witches. So this cannot be the real witch. She would not be walking freely unless there was some weird wacky bullshit that excommunicated her from the witches. So the episode does indeed begin with picking up where we left off, with Emilia approaching Pandora, who is at the sail. And yeah, then we kind of just immediately cut straight to the opening, which was great because we're 6 episodes deep I believe, into the second half of the second season now, and we're finally getting to see the opening. And this opening is incredible. I love it so much. I'm so glad we got to see it finally, but very, very surprising to see so much within this opening. One thing I will comment on is that just now, between finishing the episode and right now, I did go and check the video where I reacted to this opening way back when. I've got the video still up. When was it? November 9th, 2024, almost a year ago. So I've forgotten pretty much everything from this opening. The one thing I do remember is that very final shot where, we see Emilia and Subaru in front of the graveyard. For some reason, I do recall that scene, that frame. Yeah, that's about all I could remember from it. Another thing I just want to comment on is, if you watch any of those opening ending reaction videos that I do on these on the channel, the name Pincino will be very familiar to you. He goes above and beyond to compile the lists that we check out every video, and he went and removed the first frame, the first shot that we see within this opening, when he was showing me this opening way back when, almost a year ago. So that means I was not spoiled in that kiss. If you want to go back and check that video just for proof that, I wasn't faking that reaction or anything like that, you can go back and see that moment, because he cut out that moment within that video, and I'm very grateful for that, because I feel like that's something I would not have forgotten. I would probably have remembered that. So this was a complete surprise to me, seeing that frame then within the opening itself. Regarding the episode itself, I feel like because there was a lot of conversation here, a lot of talking at the beginning section, there might not be as much to actually kind of go into, because there's not really any theory crafting that I can think of that I can pull from this episode. But a lot of the beginning of this is about Pandora trying to convince, I almost said Sattler, poor Emilia, to open the seal, open the door. And Emilia is under the understanding that if she will open the door, everyone will be saved, everyone will be okay, they will leave and they will not harm anyone. But something that Pandora says really surprises me. She says something about no unnecessary sacrifices. So where were the necessary sacrifices within all of this? Are there necessary sacrifices for you to reach your end goal? And even then, it does sound like, the way she's talking, it's that she's almost like a cog in the wheel. Like, she's not even the highest up. She answers to someone else, is almost how it sounds when she's talking about her position in all of this. And yeah, Emilia is saying, I don't have the key, I don't know where the key is, I've never been given a key, I've never been entrusted with a key, you have to believe me. And Pandora does believe her, but then when she starts to say, well, I'm just gonna have to do all these awful things, all these terrible things, and a lot of people might get hurt, this forest might be turned upside down, Emilia just blurts out, I'll open the door, I'll open the seal. That's almost like a promise coming from Emilia, which is crazy, considering the fact that she does not know she can even open this thing. She blurts out that she can and that she will, which makes it sound like she was lying in the scene right before this, when we know she was not. She does not know about being entrusted with anything like this. But it's once she approaches the door, she's being told that she is actually the key, and that she can produce the key because she was entrusted with it. So only she can see it. It seems to be some sort of key of the imagination. I don't understand how this thing works. I don't know if it's related to a witch factor. I don't know if it's related to some sort of magic. But Emilia is able to conjure up this key that only she can see. At least we think this is only her that can see it at this point. We don't know if anyone else can. I suspect that only she can see it. I think it's probably the case that it is only her. But all that we know is that Pandora can't see it. There's no telling if nobody else can. Once again, she is called the witch's daughter. What's that about? Which witch is she the daughter of? Is it the witch of... Actually, I don't know. I really, really don't know. It might be the witch we haven't seen yet. One of the witches we haven't been introduced to yet. Because right now, the obvious, red herring dangling in front of us is Sattler. But like it was pointed out in comments a while ago, Sattler could not be related to Emilia because of the whole half-witch thing. Or not half-witch, half-elf. Sattler and Emilia are both half-witch, so they could not be related. Otherwise, they would have to be sisters. You know, like that's the only way Emilia and Sadler could be related, is if they're sisters with the same parents, I guess. Emilia cannot open the key, or open the key. Emilia cannot open the seal because she made a promise, and she's recalling that promise, and she holds that promise to a very high standard and very high regard. And this is pretty much the beginning, or the first time anyway, that we see the importance of promises to Emilia in terms of timeline. You know, we've seen it since, like, before this in terms of, you know, viewing order, but chronologically, this is the first time we see her actually full on acknowledge that she made a promise and stand by it. Even when Pandora very villainously, very creepily, very just scarily, like it's very honestly unsettling, basically says, well, you know, promises are really important, but I'm gonna put everyone's fate in your hands. And she's talking in such a way that it takes the blame off herself and puts it on Emilia, even though she's the one who will do all these terrible things just because Emilia doesn't want to break a promise. You know, it's very manipulative, and the voice that accompanies that character is so eerie because it's such a sweet sounding voice, but everything she's saying is just so like, ugh. It makes me like just feel like I don't know, like it's not a nice feeling. She's very creepy, very eerie, and very unnerving, I would say. And hearing her speak to Emilia the way she does makes me very worried for the future, because by the end of this episode she does promise that she will meet with Emilia once again. Emilia says that she will protect that promise that she made with Mother Fortuna, and she will not open this seal. And that, of course, is when Pandora says, well, I respect your promise, but you have to respect that I'm going to do whatever it takes, blah, blah, blah. So once again, putting some form of emphasis on Emilia that doesn't need to be there. Why would she have to respect the fact that you're going to kill everyone? That makes no sense whatsoever. Just because she's shown conviction does not mean you respect her conviction and she has to respect yours. Like, no, that's not how that works. Like, it can work that way, but I think that's ridiculous and absurd. The fact that you have to kind of say that, oh, well, because I respect that you can do this, you have to respect that I can do that. When, like, committing an awful crime is not something that should be respected. But wonderfully, that is when Mother Fortuna shows up and she starts blasting. She starts throwing all these ice crystals at Pandora. And that's when Pandora says, hey, you should be aware of your surroundings before you attack. And that is something that was playing in my head then a little bit throughout the scene, where I was just like, oh, what's going to happen here? You know, why did she say that in the first place? And that's then when we see she bumps into Emilia. She smacks Emilia, but turns out it's actually Pandora. So Pandora is able to manipulate what others see, specific people, what they see, because we saw Emilia watched Fortuna die. Like, she saw it was Fortuna, but a little later on, I'm talking about later on the episode, of course, but Betelgeuse saw Pandora die. So one specific person's vision, what they observe, what they see, was influenced and was changed. So that makes it very, very creepy and scary to think of the possibility of what could come down the line with that. Not only is she able to rewrite what happens within a scene, but she can seemingly rewrite what people see. So she's just absurdly OP, and I wonder if all of this is kind of like a precursor to what Subaru can maybe eventually do, because that rewrite thing just seems too specifically adjacent to what Subaru can do. Pandora goads Fortuna into, you know, fighting and blasting mana everywhere, and obviously we can see this isn't really doing anything to Pandora, because Pandora's getting hit with everything and then coming straight back. So what is that about? Have she got some sort of checkpoint system that she can just literally return to whatever point she wishes? Who knows? I don't have a damn clue, but we're hopefully going to find out more about Pandora as the series goes on. And we see Pandora thinking that Fortuna will convince Emilia to use the key. And that's when we get a little scene between Fortuna and Emilia then. And this is a very beautiful scene. It's the scene that I was remembering last episode when I talked about where I said, well, we know that they meet again, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure it was this scene where, you know, they kind of say, it's almost like they're saying goodbye to one another because, you know, Mother Fortuna is saying all of these things to Emilia about like how she'll never be alone. And yeah, I can't remember exactly, but yeah, some really beautiful moments here, and Emilia is upholding her end of the promise, and Mother Fortuna thanks her and praises her for doing so. She's told how proud she is of her, and then that is when Pandora is like, hey, open the box, or open the whatever, you know, she's just being a yapper. That is when Juice shows up, and Juice has blood in his eyes. He is seeing red, and he starts sending out his unseen hands, and that is when he very sadly, frustratingly, accidentally kills Fortuna, the one that he loves, the one that loved him. And the way this scene is done here is very intense because the lack of sound at times and just letting the scene play out very slowly definitely adds to the shock factor of this scene, and it makes it more devastating because we get to see this the way these characters probably did, because I can't speak for myself, but I know the characters or real people even will talk about how certain moments in their life almost seem to move in slow-mo, you know, like these crazy intense moments like these. So I imagine this is how these characters saw this, and so we get to watch this the way they would have, and it makes it heartbreaking. And that, of course, is when Betelgeuse starts to go insane. He literally starts becoming the Betelgeuse that we know and we loved in a very hateful way in season 1. He started to transition into that guy because he killed the one that he loved, and he could not stand it. He could not believe it. He was not able to look beyond the fact that he did that. And that's, of course, as well when Fortuna begins to speak to her brother. She starts to apologize for not being able to do all the things that she said she would for him. And then the mention of his wife never being able to forgive her. What's that about? Did they not have a good relationship when she was alive? Yeah, still, once again, like I was saying, a great flashback will keep you with some answers, and this is indeed one of those where we have more questions that were being asked here, more questions that we're asking rather, and answers that were not given. And the saddest scene of this whole thing is when Emilia has to put on a smile, a brave face, and tell Mother Fortuna that she did a great job. That, you know, all these positive words, all these beautiful, mature words, and like I just said, mature. Like Emilia is showing a maturity beyond her age, and we saw that as well a couple episodes ago when she was comforting Betelgeuse as he was crying in front of her. It's almost like Emilia can perfectly mimic those that around her, those that were older, and she is just copying their actions and behaviors, and maybe that can help to explain the oldie timey words that she uses. And that's when they share their love for one another right before Fortuna sadly dies, which of course takes us to the next part where Pandora says, okay, she's dead, no more promise, you don't have to withhold that promise anymore, uphold it, whatever, you are free, you can do whatever you want, because that promise is no longer relevant because the person you made that promise to is dead. So that shows Pandora's plan here was to take out Mother Fortuna the whole time. She wanted to get rid of that promise so that Emilia would do whatever she wanted, but things do not go the way she wants. Emilia very coldly, very quietly takes the clip from Fortuna's hair, puts it in her own hair, and then starts uttering die, 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 over and over and over again, until Pandora consistently dies, and then we start to see Emilia go crazy with the ice. She is starting to freeze, and she is starting to freeze the entire forest. She says someone of equal strength will maybe be able to break this ice for her, and we know that it's Puck who breaks her out, so Puck is equal strength? I would have thought Puck would be much stronger than Emilia, but I guess there's a lot we don't know about this sweet young girl. And that, of course, is when Emilia is starting to freeze. She is stuck in place, and she hears from Pandora that Pandora will not die here. Pandora will continue to live and they will meet again in the future. It's just a question now of when that's going to happen. She whispers something to Betelgeuse as she's walking away, and Betelgeuse gets up immediately and starts walking with her, it would seem. So what was said there? What the hell was said there? And so Amelia goes on to pass the test. She passes the test because she acknowledges that she regrets certain parts of the past, but not anything that happened. She regrets not being stronger so that she could protect those that she loved. She simply regrets the fact that she was not old enough, not strong enough to make a logical decision that didn't put everyone in danger. And she wants to free them all. She wants to free all these elves. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I really cannot wait until the time that we see that happen. And so, like Mother Fortuna wanted, Emilia wants to free everyone in the sanctuary so that they can be their own person. They can leave this place and do whatever it is that they want. Because it's very comparable to Elior Forest, where all these elves are being kept here because they've got some sort of need to do so. They're not able to like leave or whatever. So there's that comparison right there. I love the speech that Emilia gives about, you know, all of that. It's very beautiful, it's very well written, and it's very Emilia at the same time. It does not feel like character assassination or anything. I think it was very beautiful. But then, of course, that's when she learns there are 2 more trials and she is in disbelief. We cut back to the boys and girls back at the sanctuary, and this is where we learn that Ram, Ryuzu, and Ryuzu are going to go together. This will ensure that Ryuzu Shima will get some sleep, some much needed sleep. So the boys go off together to meet with Roswell. And Roswell is in full battle gear. He is ready to throw down. And the one thing that I think is very notable about this scene is obviously Otto. Otto is positioned as an important character at long last. He is no longer someone to be overlooked. He has completely changed the game already, and that's the point of this scene. The point of, you know, mentioning these pieces and everything. The fact that Otto was never on the board, and he brought himself onto the board and changed the game completely. He changed everything. That's how important Otto is, and that's how important these little decisions and little new things can be when it comes to creating a better future. And yeah, I really love the way they talk about Otto here, because it makes him sound like a star. Like, it really does. And I love that so much, because this guy has also been through so much. So to see this play out the way it does is great. And of course, Garf is told that he's domesticated essentially, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, the episode kind of then ends with them declaring that they know the reason this place became the sanctuary, and they're here to ask Roswell that he quietly resigns because of the reason that they know. Like, something that they know will put something into perspective for us, I guess, and they're asking Roswell to resign before that fact. So yeah, what an incredible episode this was. This was such a great one, and I wish I had more to say, but there's just so much here that yeah, my mind is melting. My brain is trembling. But I can't even speak right now. I loved it. I hope you guys did too. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Comment down below letting me know what you think about Pandora, because she is creepy and unnerving, and don't like her at all. But yeah, we're gonna check out the next episode very soon, and yeah, I hope that you're having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.